Bro, first of all, the defense because I didn't want to talk, because you talked about in Arizona when you knew you had to outscore people. That was a completely different ballgame when you got to Baltimore.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that transition when you got to Baltimore. It was around 2012, and when you was in Baltimore, we talking about Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Suggs.
Haloti Nada.
Did you have Chris McAllister? Was he there?
No, Chris had left.
Chris had left?
Yeah.
Who was the cornerbacks?
So we had Webby, Ladarius Webb. We had
Samari was already gone too, right?
Samari was gone. We had, when I first got there, Dominique Foxworth was there. He had came over from Denver.
Like you said, Sahoni Nada, the big dude in the middle.
Haloti was a man.
Like, talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
So
and playing with those guys.
Right? So I get to Baltimore. I get to Baltimore, and like you said, like in Arizona, we ran the practice offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Like our offense dominated. But when I got to Baltimore, like it was just the opposite.
Yeah.
And I remember getting to training camp, and the defense just was punking the offense.
You ain't
like
that.
I'm talking like hitting dudes late. Like I'm talking like I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like what? So I remember,
like they say, we don't need you anyway.
Bro, I remember, but the head coach, he was a defensive coach. So he loved that crap.
Loved it.
So I remember we were in training camp in Westminster. And I remember like it happened a couple of times, like defense was cheap shot in the offense. So I was like, wait. Say, bro, let me tell y'all. Boy, if one of y'all hit me late, I'm gonna stop practice.
Yeah.
Like all together, and I guarantee you're not walking off this field by yourself.
Yeah.
You do to me what you just did to Buddy, and bruh's going down. Like that.
Oh, I know that.
Because
love that too.
I wasn't used to defense running the practice, but like I'm like, bro, you can't just cheap shot.
And there was some savages over there on the other side too.
No, they had some dogs.
Savages over
I'm
there.
talking about like, bro, the defense was legit.
Yeah, there was some savages over there.
We gonna fight though.
You got to.
You got
bro,
to.
you do that to me,
win,
we
lose, or draw,
fighting,
you
bro.
got to.
Like,
Yeah.
Iron sharp as iron.
Bro, I would mess up the whole team. Like
Iron sharp as
you're not gonna
iron.
walk off this field on your own power if you do that to me.
As you should. As you should.
But again, the defense, man, it was.
But they respect that though.
Yeah,
They respect
but
that
the defense was.
Love that. I promise you.
The defense. I used to make bets with the defense. I bet I have more knockdowns than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? More crackbacks. More.
Yeah.
And we would have side bets.
Yeah.
How many you had today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had like 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you had like when I came over, before I got there, they had Derek Mason. And Mace was, you know what I'm saying?
Derek Mason.
Mace was good.
Yes.
Mace wasn't the physical type receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mace was a route runner. Mace would route you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like a physical presence on the field.
You were physical.
So like when I got there, we had Ray Rice at running back. We had Willis McGahee. We had McClain. Yep. And then we ended up getting Ricky Williams my second year there. But I would go to the coach and, hey, coach, run the ball my way first play. Like to set the tone, set the tone.
Love it.
You got a safety coming down in the box, I'm cracking. And like, man, them dudes love that.
I know they did.
Defense love that. Like, so it got them hyped. Oh man, we got a dog on offense. Like, let's go rock. You know what I'm saying? So, and we knew like for us, I mean, if we score 14, 21 points, like
that was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough.
They gonna hold it down. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we had Ed on the back end, and then we ended up getting BP, Pollard, and he was a headhunter.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like,
That's what's
and we already knew like, I mean, obviously, you know, Ed is a Hall of Famer. Ed gonna do what he do. But you bring a physical presence like BP to the back end, like of what we already got up front.
That was loaded.
Yeah, it was lights out.
So when you won, obviously you guys win the Super Bowl. You balled out that game. You did your thing. How did that feel? Obviously being drafted second round and everything you went to finally get the opportunity to play in the championship and play well.
Well, for me, it was actually my second Super Bowl.
Oh, second. Okay.
Because in Arizona, it was my 6th year, It was the first time we made the playoffs.
Yes.
But that was the year that we made it to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we made it to the Super Bowl, and we ended up losing to Pittsburgh on the last play.
That was the San Antonio Holmes catch?
Yeah.
That was San Antonio Holmes catch.
On the last play.
He's a Florida guy too. Is he San Antonio Holmes
from
from
Belgrade.
Florida? Okay, San Antonio Holmes. Shout out Florida.
So we lost that game, and like, only thing I remember saying to myself, I'm coming back, but the next time I come back, we winning it. And that was my goal from like that point on. Like, I'm gonna win a championship.
Now, how many years it took you to get back?
That was my 6th year, and I won it my 10th year.
Okay, so about 4.
So yeah, so the year we got to the Super Bowl, we lost it to Pittsburgh. The following year, we made the playoffs. We lost to the Saints, who ended up winning the Super Bowl. And then we made the playoffs my first year in Baltimore. The second year, we made it to the AFC Championship, and we missed the field goal to tie it in New England. And then we came back the same year, same exact game against New England, and we smashed them. Like,
see how you remember all the ones you lost?
Yeah.
You can go. You can run through the ones you lost like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
You can run through the ones you lost. But they had you on the sideline saying, we ain't losing this game.
yeah,
Was that because you had lost before? You was like,
yeah.
ain't no way in hell
Yeah.
I ain't getting it done this time.
yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You remember that.
My
Anything
dog,
killer?
no,
Because
man, I appreciate
because he
been
went to
dope.
the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? My brother a 49ers fan, so I got to ask him. Yeah, I don't even know how to. He's from Miami, by the way. This from Miami, Liberty City. He's a 49ers fan. I don't even understand it. So real quick, how was the run with the 49ers? My brother going to be mad.
It was dope. My first year, we actually made it to the NFC Championship, and we should have won it. We played Seattle, and Seattle ended up going to the Super Bowl and smashing Denver. It was a blowout. And we were hot because our teams were so similar. Like, the team that I was on in San Francisco and the team in Seattle, that was pretty much like our rivalry at that time. And we had Navarro, who ended up recovering a fumble on the 1-yard line. And he tore his ACL same play, but they didn't give us the fumble recovery. And that's what ended up costing us the game. But my time in San Fran was dope. And it was crazy because I played against San Fran in the Super Bowl. Like, when I was in Baltimore.
That's what he
Yes.
was, the Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yes. The Harbaugh.
So-
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it was a
right. The two
Harbaugh.
brothers. Yeah.
So we win the Super
you
Bowl.
do know football, killer.
Coach, that's what I do, Coach.
We win the Super Bowl in Baltimore, and I'm on a trip to Africa doing some like humanitarian work. And I get off the plane and I got like literally like 100 text messages. Like, congratulations, bro. Like, I'm like, congratulations for what? Like, Super Bowl was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I hit my agent up. I'm like, bro, what's going on? It's like, man, they traded you to San Fran. Like, they traded me to San Fran. Like, what?
So you ain't even know.
I'm in the air, bro.
Yeah.
Them
like,
stories
on my
be,
way
them
to
stories be
Africa.
true.
Like, I'm on my way to
You
Africa.
worry about athletes being
And-
loyal to the team. They'll trade your ass while you in the air. You
So
don't even know.
I got traded, and I'm coming back. And I'm, the whole time I'm thinking about, I'm like, San Fran? I'm like, well, shoot, if I got traded there, they ain't bad. They were actually in the Super
No
Bowl.
doubt.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
like, it's a legit team. And come back that year, we had a great year. Ended up winning our division. And like I said, Seattle won the division. But we made the playoffs, wild card. Then we beat Carolina at Carolina. And then we played Seattle in Seattle. Had a great year that year, but that team was loaded. Like, when I tell you, like, defensively,
So you went to another defensive.
I'm talking about.
The Harbaugh's all the
Pat-
same. They run that mode.
Yeah.
They took that
It was
football and play defense.
similar.
Yeah.
You had Pat Willis, Navarro Bowman
Yeah, monster.
at linebackers.
Yeah, I remember them boys.
You had Alden Smith.
Alden
is a-
Smith. Oh,
Bro, when I tell you a
defensive
freak
end.
of nature, two dudes on defense that people don't talk about. So when I got to Baltimore, Haloti Nada, I didn't know who Haloti Nada was when I came from Arizona. So, bro, when we were in training camp, they would let him sit out individual drills, like offense and defense.
Didn't want to get hurt, probably.
I'm like, bro, why is he sitting out? Like, who is this dude? So we go team, they let him sit out. So I'm like, bro, who is this dude? Man, we played the Jets the first game. When I tell you, he is literally taking the ball out of the quarterback's hand as he's handing it to the running back. I said, yeah, he legit, bro.
Yeah, he can sit out.
If you don't double team him, bro, he's gonna wreck your game. Wow. And then I get to San Francisco, and I'm with Alden. Alden will give you 6 sacks like it ain't nothing. And I'm not exaggerating. The dude will get a sack and just run to the sideline, go sit down, like it wasn't no big deal, bro. Like he was actually on pace to average a sack a game, which is unreal in the NFL.
Wow.
Like those two dudes, like I played with Hall of Famers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Haloti and Alden, man, they were different, bro.
That's what's up. I knew Alden Smith because he bounced around a little bit.
So he had his stint in San Fran. He ended up getting in some trouble.
Yeah, get a little trouble. But
and then
he was talented.
Oakland ended up picking him up, and then they released him, and then he sat out a couple years, and then ended up going to Dallas.
Yeah.
But man, he was a talent, dog.
Here is a dirty little secret that insurance industry may want to keep under wraps. Insurance companies profit by holding on to your money for as long as possible. So after an accident, they might do whatever they can to delay or deny your claim. This way, they can keep those profits growing. Morgan & Morgan fights hard against these corporations to fight to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. When in court, the insurance companies want juries to think that at-fault driver is the one paying the verdict amount. Meanwhile, it's really the insurance companies who are covering the cost. When Morgan & Morgan takes on a case, they're almost always going after the big insurance companies and not the individuals at fault. Morgan & Morgan fights hard for their clients, and these corporations know that. A recent client in Pennsylvania just received $29 million. That's $29 million. Insurer's best offer was $500,000. Another recent client in Florida received $20 million. Last offer, 0. There's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. With Morgan & Morgan, it's easy to get started, and their fee is free unless they win. Just visit forthepeople.com/OGs or dial #law 529. That's forthepeople.com/OGs or dial #law 529. This, my friends, is a paid advertisement.